Welcome to
Sports
Sports
Opinions
Opinions
with Regular Guys.
I'm sorry, we're just talking here. I'm Frank. This is Mike. Welcome to the show. We haven't been on here about a week and a half almost.
About a week and a half.
So a lot has gone on. We're definitely deep into the second round. The second round pretty much is almost over with now with some of the matchups in the NBA playoffs. So we're going to get into all of that. Some great matchups as of today. About maybe an hour and a half ago, the Milwaukee Boston series still going on. That game just ended. It was game 5 that just ended, and Milwaukee came back and beat Boston. Boston did a choke job, guys, in this game. They had a pretty big lead over Milwaukee and just choked it away down the stretch, especially right at the end of the game. And so Milwaukee goes up 3-2, going back to Milwaukee for game number 6 to try to close out the series. We'll get into that. We also have Golden State and Memphis going at it right now as we speak. So as of right now, that game is game 5. Golden State still has a healthy 3-1 series lead in it, but not a very good game so far in this first half. It's pretty much a blowout at the moment as we're speaking by about 25 points or so right now. Going at halftime, so we'll see what happens with that. Memphis. Golden State could come back. There is no Morant in the series. Probably the rest of the series.
Yep.
So the Warriors have a chance, but they're sitting there letting Memphis beat them. We'll see what happens. Even if that's the case, I don't see them beating Golden State.
I can't wait to circle around to
that.
But
and then the games that were yesterday, which was Philadelphia and Miami. And Miami basically handled business. They blew out the Sixers last. It wasn't even a contest. And Jimmy buckets again. Tyler Hero came out to play yesterday, and as I expected, Miami is going to be closing out Philadelphia in the next game. They should be able to take that game.
Not good.
Embiid is,
close them out
and
tomorrow.
I think Embiid's confidence is a little bit shattered because he think he was robbed of the MVP, and I use that term, robbed of the MVP.
I agree.
Award for the season. They gave it to Jokic again. Why? I don't get it. On a team that can't even get out the first round, really, that makes no sense. That's why they should be thinking about doing MVPs until after the playoffs. That's when you should decide who the MVP of the season is.
What they were doing was they were looking at what Denver did without Porter and without Jamal Murray. That basically Jokic carried the whole team on his back to the playoffs. And yeah, you're right.
Well, look what Philly had to do. They had a quitter on their team the whole season. Had to wait till midseason to get rid of him. They would have got rid of him in the offseason. The quitter that they had called Ben Simmons. That quitting thief. If they would have got rid of him before the season started, they might have had they probably had a better season. But I mean, they may have got a better seed.
Yeah.
Embiid had some injuries this season too. So and his eye is all messed up. His orbital bone broken. The guy's got to be taken care of in the offseason.
Yes, another dirty play by Pascal Siakam. And that's the only reason that I think that Miami's even in this series, because had Embiid been playing game 1 and 2 without those injuries, we probably wouldn't be talking about Miami right here, right now. Because one of those games, I'm pretty sure Philly would have stole. Miami's very, very fortunate to be up 3-2 right now, and they're not closing out tomorrow.
I think they are.
Wait till you see tomorrow what happens.
I think they are. And then the other series we got is Phoenix and Dallas. And that series is 3-2 with the Suns winning yesterday's game 110-80 blowout. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. This is going to be in Dallas, so I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas goes and wins this game as it goes to 7. So we'll all see what happens. So not really much Bulls news happening, except for the same thing with Zach LaVine being a free agent. Be a free agent. So not much we already talked about that before. So I don't know what more is to say. He's going to explore free agency,
of course,
which is fine. You can do that. That's his right to do it. But my thing is this: if the Bulls are the only team that can offer you the most money in the most years, and if you're looking for money, that's the point. But I think The Bulls should not give him max money, and they should just give him a 4-year deal, maybe 5-year deal, maybe 4. No, I don't want to put a number on it, but I mean they're talking about let's be honest, an unreliable player. So, my opinion, I think they should trade him, sign and trade him somewhere. Maybe Washington, do a sign and trade with Washington, get Bradley Beal. Bring him
another guy that's always injured. Why?
No, maybe not.
He stays injured too.
Well, I don't know. There's different people. Well, I mean, the Bulls got to make a decision on that. If you're going to keep him, keep him. If not, I mean, personally, I think you should.
I don't want to see him get rid of like Jimmy Butler was for nothing. Don't get rid of him just for.
He's a free agent. He can go where he wants.
There should be something that can be done.
If he leaves the Bulls,
for like some sort of sign and trade or something.
If he leaves the Bulls, it's either the Bulls don't want to pay him max money, or he does, or he doesn't want to play for the Bulls because only the Bulls can give him max money. So,
remember his agent is Rich Paul.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like the most powerful agent in the world right now. That's LeBron James's agent.
Yeah, but
I'm sure they'll find him a destination.
Yeah, but no. What I'm saying is, in order for him to get the max payout, it would have to be a sign and a trade. That means the Bulls would have to sign him for the max contract and then trade him.
Mm-hmm.
That happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That happened when LeBron left Cleveland and went to Miami. It was a sign and trade so he could get the max deal.
Yes.
They all bullshitted and said that, they're taking less money. Not really. He still gave him a max amount of years. They just did a sign and trade. They still paid him more than any other team could pay him. He just took a couple $1 million discount, which isn't really anything in that whole contract.
Yeah, he still made.
And then he still had an opt out after 4 years. So, and that's exactly what he opted out and left and went back to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, you two have to play that game. And so if the Bulls are not going to pay him max money, and they already committed to this, like, we'll sign you, we'll do a sign and trade, but we're not going to trade you for pennies. We'll sign you to a team that, wants to give you that 4-year, 5-year, or a 6-year deal. And then we're going to get something in quality back for you. Otherwise, go walk and go get for less money and less years. And then go that way, And if that's the case, then go. Someone will get you. Maybe the Lakers are desperate. They'll get him. They need somebody there.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to do something with Westbrook because I don't know what team wants him.
They got
because if they decide
$37 million contract.
So if they decide that they want to get Levine, so they can't afford Levine right now because they got Westbrook on the books. They got Anthony Davis on the books.
They got
LeBron on the books.
Mm-hmm.
They got Dwight Howard on the books.
Mm-hmm.
They got who else?
Well, Howard's not getting paid that much money.
Well, all these players, they're all getting at least minimum salary vet minimums. Carmelo Anthony, they're not getting no rookie minimum deal. They're getting a maximum veteran minimum deal. So they're just getting several million. What I'm saying is they're not going to be able to afford him right the way it is. So they're going to have to get rid of Westbrook. Now, if they have the nerve to sit there and try to offer Westbrook to the Bulls better look at them like, get them. You know what I'm my face with that. We don't want anything you got.
Okay, but Westbrook actually started every single game last year, even though LeBron missed a lot of games and Anthony Davis missed.
What were his numbers?
3/4 of the season.
He was supposed to be. He won't put up those superstar numbers he was putting up in OKC.
That was 10 years ago.
No, it wasn't. It was only about 3 years ago. So he's been out of Oklahoma.
It can't be 3 years ago. He did spend some time in Houston.
He's been gone about 3 years, maybe 4, but probably more like 3. And he ain't put up those numbers like that. So
Houston, Washington.
Did he play
Lakers.
for Houston? I mean, you're mistaking that with Harden.
Yeah, he did.
He played for Washington.
He played in Houston. I'm sure of it.
Well, anyway, what I'm saying is, no, thank you. No, what I'm saying is the Bulls, they're gonna trade him. Then you trade him, you get someone of quality for him. Then you go on the free agent, someone cheaper, but someone on free agent market, go on the free agent market and try to get somebody.
Well, I would rather get a Russell Westbrook than get nobody.
That's okay. I'll take a nobody.
I'll take Russell.
We'll take nobody.
At least I know he's going to come out and play every night. He's going to play hard. And I can't see him having the same season that he had last year.
Him and Harden,
the same season.
Him and Harden, you could see that they had just their stock has just fall. It's fallen like the Titanic sinking.
It's a lot of mileage on those legs, man.
Yeah, why do we want that? We don't want that. You want someone in their prime.
Like who? Who we gonna get in our prime?
Someone in their prime. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, right now we'll see. We'll go on that road. We'll cross that bridge when it happens. So I think free agency is not until till July something. Mm-hmm. So that's some time away. But back to the relevancy of the NBA, which is the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Right now, the Bulls aren't really relevant right now because they're at home watching like us, like everyone else watching this. That's how they're watching it. So let's get into the series right now with Miami and Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. So Miami's got a 3-2 lead. Tomorrow's Game 6. It's going to be at 6 o'clock Central Time on ESPN. And this game is in Philadelphia. And so everyone in Miami should be playing.
Except for Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that. But
I knew you would.
We got Jimmy Buckets, who should have a hell of a game tomorrow. They have no answer for him.
They don't.
Philly has no answer.
He's basically putting up
him.
40 a night with no problems. Mm-hmm. He's popping threes. He's driving in. He's playing great. He's playing as like a superstar. Mm-hmm. I'll give him his credit. I will look at you in the eye and give you his credit. Give him his credit. He's been showing up. And every night, even though, they've lost some games, but even those games they lost, he put up 34, 39, 40. This man is.
Imagine if we had him.
He can't be stopped.
Imagine if we had him on the Bulls.
Him and DeRozan? Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
I mean,
we would be in the playoffs right now still.
Probably. But we get Levine, who's COVID, knee, COVID, rest, knee.
Yeah. So
I can't play.
Again, with Philadelphia, the sad thing with Philadelphia is, for me, the biggest story is Embiid not getting the MVP. Because his numbers were better than Jokic's.
Yeah.
And he was a scoring champ this year also. He should have got that MVP. And they said that Jokic got double the votes than Embiid. Like, what was everybody else looking at? What is it exactly that everybody else is looking at that they felt that Jokic was the one? Because like you said, Embiid basically carried the 76ers on his back without Ben Simmons for half the season. And when Harden showed up, the first 6-7 games, they were meshing. And after that, Harden kind of disappeared. He showed back up and game 4 and put up what? He put up what, 31 or 32 points, which was good to see. But last night, nothing. It was just another, no-show again. At the moment, I still have the 76ers beating the Heat. I'm not going to deviate from that. That was my pick. I still have them beating the Heat because they're not going to beat them in Philly tomorrow, and they're going to have to go back to that Game 7 in Miami. The nice thing that Miami has for them so far this year is they have not lost at home in the playoffs. So that they're 5-0 at home so far in the playoffs this year. So this is going to be hard for Philly to get that first win, but that's who I'm rooting for to come out the East. So,
well, I disagree with that. The Heat will probably win tomorrow and will close them out. I think Embiid not getting the MVP award is a travesty. I think that I agree with you. You ain't gonna get no disagreement out of me. Jokic didn't deserve that MVP award, and for him to get double the amount of votes is ridiculous. That's
double the votes.
Question some of these reporters that wanted to give it to him because I don't see what he did to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a good player, but I thought that was a token award to begin with to give it to him last year, and to give it to him this year again is ridiculous. It's pathetic. To rob Embiid of that is pathetic, and I think because of that, I think it has shattered Embiid's confidence. You can see the way he was playing on the court, along with the facial injury. He's just not him.
You got to give him his credit.
I give him his credit. He showed up to play, but I think he's shy. I think he is that, the injury and with him not getting that MVP award, because even though everyone pretty much had him getting it, and he didn't get it. He was robbed of it.
I agree.
And I think that kind of, shattered his confidence for this series. And I think he's done. I think the Sixers are done.
Yep.
They have to lick their wounds and come back next season, figure out what they're going to do with Harden. They're going to keep him or get rid of him and do something,
Jokic had 65 first place votes, while Embiid had 26. That is crazy. And Giannis with 9. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, even Doncic got one. Give me a break.
Well, he didn't get a first place vote. Doncic got a second place vote.
Yeah, look at the first place. But that's unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't like it myself.
It's these reporters that do this, and I mean, they're the ones that pick it. The media picks the
I don't
MVP.
understand. I don't understand.
Well, it really should be the players and the coaches that should pick it.
Yeah.
And the executives. I don't necessarily think. I think maybe you should get maybe one media overall vote. All the media people vote and they get one vote allowed for who MVP is, and that goes into the pool with the coaches and the players and the GMs and the management. And maybe you could give it to the fans as one vote. But I don't think the fans should have anything to do with the voting for the MVP. It should go to that award should be going for the coaches, the coaches, the executives and the players. That's who should vote for all of those awards, those individual season awards.
Yeah.
That's who should pick. Not the media should not make the decision who gets it. That's pathetic. I always thought about that for years. But Miami has this. They're in full control of this series, and they should close out Sixers tomorrow, which I think they will. And I think Jimmy's gonna have another big game. I think Tyler Hero's gonna have a good game.
He always does.
I even think I see Duncan Robinson.
He hasn't played.
He played yesterday. He played
for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, he played a little bit. I think he might.
They were blowing up.
He might make an appearance. Don't sleep on him.
All right. The only guy that I see that's missing right now is Kyle Lowry.
And that's another thing.
And he's a starter.
Okay, what happened to him again? Because he was out there.
I think
he was out there in Game 4, and then all of a sudden,
hamstring issues.
He's another one. He is another one.
I think he's reached his rope.
Yeah.
And he's not a starter anymore. He's gonna have to come off
the bench and retire. I think
at the end of the bench.
Yeah,
third option.
You see how he plays?
Yes, he's slow, sluggish, and when he tries to run as fast as everybody else, he's pulling hammies.
I guess Toronto couldn't throw him out the door fast enough, huh?
Well,
they saw the writing on the wall with him.
He ran a lot of miles for them. I'm not taking that away from him, and that's why his legs are acting up the way they are now. But he's not a starter anymore. No one's afraid of him anymore.
It's about time he should think about. He should be thinking about his second career.
They got Victor Oladipo running around out there.
That's another one. Victor Oladipo.
Yeah.
He basically replaced Kyle Lowry.
Pretty much.
So Kyle Lowry, you see it on the door. Either take I
think he's gonna be
bench role or just hear you saying you're retiring at the end of the season and go spend time with your family.
You might catch him in Detroit. In Detroit. or OKC,
What's he gonna? I don't really see him giving much to a team anyway at this point of his career. He's finished.
Just his experience. But Embiid, again, I'm gonna give you a round of applause because of the fact that, man, even with that orbital bone broken on your face, you're still taking basketballs to the face, elbows to the face, and you're out there playing. I saw this man crying yesterday.
He's getting punishment. He's getting punished.
From the hard hit. I mean, there's other players out there that, that won't play. That just be like, you know what, this is a good reason for me to not play, so I'm not going to play. So I'm happy he came back, showed that he had some balls on him, and he's ready to play. And he was game. Those 2 games he came back, his presence was definitely felt. So great for that. We already talked about that, so let's move on to our game that we watched today, which to me this is the most interesting and the best playoff series so far that's happening right now. It's the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. It's the most exciting, the back and forth. You've got a lot of stars out there, a lot of stars. I mean, on both teams. You got the Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart, and the last name fits him, man, because that guy, he doesn't just play physical basketball, he plays intelligent, smart basketball. He cuts off routes. He knows how to take a charge. You know, I don't like watching it, but at the same time, these are the rules of the game. So you can't hate on the fact that he's taking advantage of it. You know, unless you really hate them. But at the end of the day, his plays have helped the Celtics a lot. And if it's not for him to put a fire under Tatum and Brown at halfway in the season, they probably wouldn't be where they are right now. Tatum, superstar in the making. He had a couple of games where he didn't shoot right, but he took the attempts. He just wasn't dropping them. Superstar. Jaylen Brown. He's alternating with Jason Tatum, basically. They're taking, hey, I'm off today, but hey, today's your day. You know what? You're off today. I got you. So far right now, after today's thrilling game, because believe it or not, Boston was winning by 14 points in the fourth quarter. They were winning, and the Bucks put the clamps on them. I mean, you had Connaughton that was popping threes that helped them back. I think he had like 3 threes in the fourth to help them bring him back. Giannis hitting threes. I personally don't want to see him shoot threes because he's 6 for 22 so far for the playoffs. Those numbers are horrible. But today he hit 2 of them that were crucial. I know you saw it.
Well,
and Drew Holiday's block on Marcus Smart at the end of the game sealed the deal. You got to give him his credit for that clean block. Also, I know you saw that. So Milwaukee is up 3-2 right now, and it's gonna be shutdown time next game. Fear the deer.
All right, so this was a typical choke job by the Boston Celtics. Whenever you have a big lead like that in the fourth quarter and you blow it to the Bucks, well, nothing the Bucks did. It was Boston just turning the ball over, taking quick shots, not rebounding, and just choking it away and just giving Milwaukee this win, which is a critical game. You're at home. You were in complete control of this game, and you just blew it. You choked it away, and now you blew the series on. You probably could have blown the series because you lose at home to Milwaukee. Now you got to go back to Milwaukee and have to win an elimination game, or you're not going back. You're going to go back to Boston either way, either for good or for a Game 7. So there's a typical choke job, by Boston. I don't see anything, in my opinion. Milwaukee did not win this game. Boston gave this game to them.
Oh, the ball was stolen out of his
Boston gave this game to them. They choked it away. So, I mean, I'm not going to give credit to Milwaukee. They didn't do anything special.
They came back from 14
Boston choked this game away, and they had a big lead. They blew it.
Big Frank, they have to hit those shots.
They blew it.
They had to hit big
Boston
shots.
decided to fall asleep on defense, turn the ball over, and just take quick shots, and panicked and blew the game. They choked it away.
So what happened?
Not much more I can say.
So what happened in Game 4 when the Bucks were up 17 points on the Celtics in the fourth quarter? The Celtics put it on them and came back and stole Game 4 from them. What happened there? Was that a choke job by the Bucks, or was that the Celtics being?
That was the Celtics coming back and being hungry and trying to win that game.
How is this
game
possible?
They choked it away.
This is a game difference, and the same thing happened, but one is the choke job and the other one is a pure performance. That is crazy. That's crazy.
So now it goes to Game 6 Friday, back at Milwaukee for a possible closeout Game 6. I, for one, am concerned, but I do believe this is coming back to Boston in Game 7, and Boston will close them out in Game 7.
Sleepy time.
All right, and that's what I think will happen. What do you think?
Sleepy time. It's time to go to sleep for Boston. Sorry, this is the NBA championship DNA Milwaukee Bucks. They won a championship just last year. Let's not go ahead and take that away from them. Even without Chris Middleton, they're showing you they are an NBA championship caliber team with the best player in the league right now, being Giannis Antetokounmpo, leading the way. He is the best player in the league.
You want to say Durant is not the best
player? Hell,
not
anymore. He's not. He got shut down by Tatum. Tatum was blocking him left and right. You saw the torch being passed last series. KD is still top 10, but he's not up there like that anymore. I'm sorry. We saw Tatum put him away. So no. Giannis is the best player in the league right now. I know I said that Embiid is MVP, but the stuff that you see Giannis doing.
Could you go to the current score of the current game?
Of course. And oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So we're gonna get back to them in a minute. I just want to finish off with the Milwaukee because
based on what we're saying, folks, there's probably going to be a game 6.
What about Al Horford
and
turning back the hands of time, Frank?
I wouldn't say he's turning back the hands of time.
It's a career high 30 points.
Yeah, what, in game 4?
After Giannis dunked on him and stared him down, you saw what he did.
But Al Horford is there to shoot threes. That's his job.
But that's not all he's doing, though.
Well, he has to play D on Giannis, but he's there to shoot threes. And the thing is, he missed a lot of them today.
Yeah, he did.
So, I mean, he had a great game 4, but he had a horrible game 5. But Boston just choked it away. I can't say it no more than that. That's the best way I can say it. They had a good, healthy lead going into the fourth quarter. And always pretty much until the last couple of plays of the game.
Yeah.
And they lost it. They choked it. I mean, I can't say no more than that. So I don't have anything else to say about this. It goes back to Milwaukee on Friday for Game 6. I think the Celtics will win that and go back to Game 7 on Sunday and win that. By the time we do our next show, we'll say that the Boston is coming out and is going to play Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 1.
No chance.
Be in Miami.
No chance. We'll be seeing Miami. But
we'll be seeing. I'll be watching it on TV.
We'll be seeing.
But ain't we as far as me being for the Bucks, and I know Bucks.
We'll be seeing.
Maybe you are. I'm not.
We'll be seeing what they got. Now, all right, let's talk about the game that's happening right now because you just brought this to my attention. And,
giveaway game.
Oh my God.
I can definitely call this a giveaway game.
Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, I feel a lot of what's happening right now is very much referee giving a helping hand. Like Game 1, when the Warriors won that by that 1 point, that was another referee helped game that happened because without phantom fouls and more phantom fouls and these guys falling all over the floor, the Grizzlies would have won that game. Game 2, Grizzlies won that 106-101. Game 3, yeah, the Warriors came out and blew out the Grizzlies. That's when Ja Morant hurt his knee when Jordan Poole tried to pull like a martial arts move on his knee. We don't know what that was about, but last night or 2 nights ago, we saw a Morantless Grizzlies dominate the Warriors for 4 whole quarters until 17 seconds left, when of course Curry does this little phantom foul where no one touches him, he jumps out of bounds, get a call. Next thing you know, he's shooting 2 free throws. They're up 1, and from there they go on to win by 3 points. That was garbage. But keep that in mind what I said. This is a Morantless Grizzlies that took the Warriors to the end of the fourth quarter for them to secure a victory. And they were so happy to beat the Grizzlies without Ja Morant. That's crazy. This is a team that Frank seems to think is going to win a championship. You can't even beat the Memphis Grizzlies without their superstar. And look at tonight. The score is currently 110-61 in the third quarter with 3 minutes left. It's safe to say this game is over. I don't care how many threes Steph Curry comes out.
49 point lead.
I don't care how many threes Steph Curry comes out and hits in a row. This game is over. And the fact that this happened 2 games in a row without Ja Morant tells me the Warriors are not the team to be afraid of from the West. It still is the Phoenix Suns. The Suns will come out the West. I see no other way for this to happen. Because if the Suns see the Warriors, you're definitely going to see what the Warriors are made of. They're not going to be able to keep up they're not able to keep up with the young legs that Memphis Grizzlies have right now. Steph Curry's not keeping up with nobody. Klay Thompson's definitely not keeping up with nobody because he's too busy looking down in shame. Draymond Green has tried to bully his way around, has tried to hurt people, and guess what? You're still having a hard time beating this team. So kudos and big ups to the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm loving seeing all that heart that they're showing to go against the Golden State Warriors and that pedigree, that championship pedigree that they usually carry around with them. So I still have the Warriors beating the Grizzlies, overall. But I think this is a great way to go out. Come out, blow them out, show them, hey, you know what? We're not gonna take it. We're not just gonna go take this laying down. So they're locking them down, showing you what they're made of. So big ups again. What do you got?
Wow. After all of that,
Mm-hmm.
you said that the Warriors are going to win. So, I mean, all that nonsense, all that chatter.
Well, the refs are giving them a helping hand,
so
man. The refs are setting the whistle for them.
Here's the thing. This is a simple giveaway game. This game is over. Warriors we conceded. Go ahead. We'll just take care of business back at home on Friday, which is exactly what's going to happen. So this game is just a throwaway game. Morant's done for the series because I guess his knee is just out or something going on with it.
Yep.
That's unfortunate because I do like he is a good player and I would like to see him out there playing and competing against the Warriors. But even with him, I don't think it would make a difference anyway. So this game, you'll give him this game. I mean, this is over with. It's a 49-point lead with 3:44 left in the third quarter. For Christ's sake, I mean. If Memphis blows this lead, then you could put your third stringers in there for the last 15 minutes of the game, and you should not have a problem, no matter what.
Yeah, they'll still end up winning by 10.
Yeah, so this game is over. So not really much to say about it. Good win for the Grizzlies, great. Overall, though, you're not going to beat the Warriors 3 games in a row. That's not happening. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. They'll bounce back. Curry and Thompson and Green and Poole, and Wiggins.
Sure.
They'll all bounce back on Friday and take care of business. But by Friday evening, Friday late night, around 11 o'clock at night or so, something like that. Warriors will be going back to the conference finals for the first time in 2 or 3 years. So that'll be something to see, and that's it. They'll be waiting on the Phoenix Suns probably next week. They'll get some much needed rest and practice to get ready for the Suns.
Why? The Suns are up 3-2 right now, so they can go ahead and put the Mavericks to sleep tomorrow.
They can, maybe. I don't think that's going to happen, but they could. If not, they're going to have to play on Sunday in the Game 7 and maybe have a 2 days rest, and then they're going to have to go to Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix will come to them.
Yeah.
So. But it is what it is. I can't really say much. The Warriors, they haven't played their perfect game. No, they've had some flaws in their game, but you got to realize it's the first time this team has played together 100% healthy all year.
I'm so tired of hearing you say that. You've been saying this since
So,
December.
they're just getting the feel of them playing together again.
6 months later.
6 months, haven't played for 6 months together.
They're still trying to mesh.
But they haven't. Of course, they haven't played together for 6 months.
Come on.
Of course, they got to get themselves together.
Steph Curry and Klay Thompson have been playing together forever.
No, not the last 3 years they haven't.
They don't need to mesh anymore.
Not the last 3 years they haven't. They have not the last 3 years. Green missed a lot of time.
Come on.
Curry missed some time. They all missed some time.
That's a lot of excuses.
It's not you can call it excuses, but they haven't. The simple fact is they have not played together for a long time. In a long time, the core. So we got to get them to. Just got to take some time for them to gel. Obviously, they're gelling because they're going to be up at 3-2, 1 game away from the conference finals.
The refs helped them out last game.
So
come on.
the bottom line
right
is
now it should be 2-2.
All
right
that cussing, fussing,
2-2 right
puffing ain't gonna do no good. That's why I'm not going to huff and puff about Milwaukee and Boston. Okay, so bottom line, Golden State will lose today's game. Big deal. They'll still have a 3-2 lead going back to San Francisco to close them out on Friday. And they will close them out on Friday. As I told you before, Memphis, they were a good team. They can win some games without Morant. Don't get me wrong, but without Morant, they're not winning no championship. Memphis is a young and up and coming team. They are definitely the future. They're giving Warriors some fits this season in the playoffs. Fine, that's supposed to happen. Next year they're gonna really pick it up if they stay healthy. They have the potential of being one of the top teams in the West, up and coming, probably the team in the West. Within the next couple of years, because Phoenix, they're just getting older. I mean, Chris Paul ain't gonna play forever. He's on the end of his career coming.
He wants that championship this year,
and unfortunately, that's not gonna happen. But that's what I think with Memphis. They have some time to go. They're still an up and coming young team, so they're just starting. Like you said last season, these youngsters, they're not ready. They're not ready. All of a sudden, they're ready now.
How did I say that? Because I said Golden State is still ultimately going to beat them because of their names. Steph Curry's going to get his calls.
It's not Memphis' time.
It's just Klay Thompson's going to get his calls because they got those names.
It's just not their time.
They're not going to give it to a Jackson. They're not going to give it to a Bain.
Next year.
They're not going to give it to a Brooks. They don't know those names. They're not going to give it to them. But they'll give it to a Curry real quick. We were just watching the Warriors game.
Next year will be their time.
Curry got breezed on.
This year's not their time.
And he called the foul to send him to the line.
Again,
come on.
This is not their year. It's too soon for them.
Maybe not.
Next year, maybe. The year after, most likely. But this year, not really. This is a learning experience for them. These are just building blocks for them for next season. So, Warriors will win the series on Friday. They're winning. Memphis is winning now. They're killing the Warriors.
Hey, is Steve Kerr coaching tonight?
No, he has COVID.
Oh, okay.
He's not coaching probably. Maybe next game. I don't know what the protocol is now.
So the game 4 they were without Kerr too.
Yeah, 4 and 5.
Okay.
Yeah, he just got COVID hours before game 4.
You know what the funny thing is? The guy that coached this team without Kerr,
you called him Teeth.
He
coached Cleveland. Remember?
Yeah, he's going to be coaching next year, right? They already hired him as a coach.
Who hired him?
I think Sacramento. So he's going to be their coach.
Maybe. Sacramento. We're talking about a team that needs something. I understand if you ever won a championship in a long time, but man, you can't even make the playoffs for 20 years down there. That is just sad.
It is.
But no, that's another discussion for another day.
Agreed.
Moving on. I got the game over on Friday. You don't, I'm assuming.
No.
So you got going 7 games?
Yes.
All right. Moving on down to the next series, which happens to be the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. Right now that series is 3-2 Phoenix, with Phoenix winning a easy blowout game yesterday, 110-80. Game 5, which was in Phoenix or in Arizona, so you knew that was going to happen. And so this next game, I actually got Dallas actually winning this game, and I got this going 7 games. Next game is tomorrow night at 9:30 on ESPN, 8:30 on ESPN, and Luka should make an appearance.
Luka the Don.
We'll see what happens because Phoenix is a hot team, but I think they're taking Dallas for granted, and they just think they should have walked over them in 4 games, which didn't happen. And I think Matt Dallas is going to push them to 7 games. And I would not be a bit surprised if they end up winning the game and forcing a game 7 in Phoenix, because again, Phoenix is built for the regular season with the players they got and the gameplay that they do and the way they play their game. They're good for a regular season, a classic regular season, 60-game season for a regular team in the playoffs, number 1 seed, but then either it gets beat in 7 games in the second round or makes it to the conference finals, but doesn't make it no further than that. So Phoenix, again, I said they had their chance last year and they blew it. And I see Dallas taking them to 7 games. They have them winning tomorrow and going to game 7 on Sunday. And that's what I see happening. And from there, there's a toss-up at that point. Slight edge to Phoenix, but
So Phoenix is up 3-2.
Yep.
And statistically, every team that's up 3-2 has gone to win the series 83% of the time.
But that's not 100%.
That is crazy.
But that's not 100%. That's
like,
not the dreaded. That's not the dreaded 0-3.
The record's like 389 to like 33.
Well, that's fine. I mean, it's 33 teams.
That is crazy.
33 teams is better than 0 teams. So you rather be down 3-1 than to be down 0-3.
The odds
and
are
come back
definitely
and
in
win
Phoenix's
the
favor.
series.
The odds are definitely in Phoenix.
The odds are in their favor, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to Game 7.
Okay.
It looks like it's going in that direction.
We'll see what happens next game. We'll see.
You got Jay the Coward Crowder, dirty ass, and then you got Booker, who's always complaining for a foul his way.
Yeah, but he's a star.
You got Chris Paul, who just Paul and
the point guard.
Paul and Booker, man, boy, if I'm a referee, I'm like, dude, get out of my face. I'm calling the T on you.
Well, Paul taught Booker to talk to the refs the entire game, just like
all Booker does is throw his arms up, and that look on his face, like, oh, where's my call? Where's my call? All the time. Every play. Do you see this? Every play.
I mean, I see it. I also see Dallas. I also see Luka always putting his hands up, looking for a foul too.
Oh, he does that himself.
He fishes for him too. I got respect for all of them, but Phoenix Suns. I know you said they had their time last year. They showed that they have the perseverance to come back again and make another run at a championship. Because look how far they are. They are up 3-2. They are going to beat the Dallas Mavericks again this year and move on to see the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals.
They should. I personally want to see Phoenix.
That's what I want to see.
And Golden State.
I want to see Phoenix put the Golden State Warriors to sleep.
Okay.
To sleep. The same thing that Steph Curry be doing whenever he's done beating teams doing this. I can't wait till that happens. But here's one thing that overshadows all this. And I know some people are not going to agree with me on it. But, so Game 4, the Mavericks were beating the Suns. Chris Paul got fouled out. He wasn't performing well. Some other players were fouled out, and I think his emotions were high. There was like this kid that was with his mom that kept talking to Chris Paul's family, his wife and his mom. And this kid gave what he calls unwanted hugs. He tried to hug Chris Paul's mom. Now, I get it. Putting your hands on somebody unwanted. I mean, I get that. But it's not like the kid was throwing stuff at them, trying to push them down or anything. He was trying to give them a hug. Next thing you see is Chris Paul and security escorting these people out and banning them. And Chris Paul telling this kid, I'm going to see you later. I'm going to see you later. Like, man, it's really come to that now. Like, I get it. You didn't want them to touch your family or members or whatever. I get all that. But it's not like it was, he was calling him the N-word or anything like that. It was more of, hey, oh my God, you're Chris Paul's mom or you're Chris Paul's family. He tried to, get a hug with them, to get a picture with them, just like fans do. So I didn't agree with the fact, I don't agree with him putting his hands on the people unwantingly, but at the same time, it's not a good look for us that every single time you look up at an NBA game, a player's getting a fan tossed out, getting him banned. I don't agree with that. I didn't agree with that. I thought that was just a little too far, and I think that Chris Paul was just, his feelings were hurt because he wasn't doing well in the game, so he needed to take his frustrations out on somebody, and he took it out on that family. So that's what I got for that. Other than that, Phoenix Suns will beat the Mavericks. It will be game over for them. If it's not next game, then definitely Game 7 because they got to go back to Phoenix, and Mavericks just cannot play in Phoenix. Other than that, Jalen Brunson showed up. He's got my respect. He's the one that got them out of the first round, and he's been putting up good numbers. He's playing fearlessly, driving in, so I like him. Finney Smith, with 8 3-point shots, and Maxi Kleber again. Maxi Kleber he's been stepping up for Luka. But at the end of the day, Phoenix will beat the Mavericks. Mavericks might have a chance next year. They'll make some moves and get a little bit better. What do you got for me?
I think I pretty much said this series is going to go 7 games.
Okay.
I don't really have much to say about that incident with the kid and Chris Paul. My thing is this. Why do these fans keep bothering these players' families? They don't want to bother you. Leave them alone. And my thing is this also, too. With these obnoxious fans, because these are obnoxious fans. They're obnoxious. They're like, no, why are you bothering them? Leave them alone. Go sit in your seat. You don't have no reason to have your ass up there where they are. But also, too, Chris Paul, why don't you have your mom and your family in the skybox? Why do you have them in the floor seats?
Are the floor seats better seats than a skybox?
That way you don't have to worry about these idiot, obnoxious fans bother you. Because you always have these idiots that always want to be bothered and want some attention. I want to see you. Are you Chris Paul's mom? Are you Chris Paul's mama? Reminds me of a side issue, a little issue. Remember when we went to Six Flags years ago and we saw Hard Hat Lunch Pail. Oh. And I mentioned the name. I said it's Taj Gibson, and some stupid, dumb, freaking privileged kid, Taj Gibson, Taj Gibson, Taj Gibson, you're Taj Gibson.
I mean, he was a little starstruck.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. So to avoid all of that, to avoid that obnoxious stupidness, these stupid fans, some of them, and I call them stupid, dumb, imbecile idiots who should, learn some manners.
We're fans.
But they should but you know what I'm talking about.
Fans.
You know what I'm talking about. The ones that always want attention. The ones that always want attention. And F you and hey, your son sucks.
Okay, now that I can
go away.
I get that.
If the family doesn't want you around, they don't want to be bothered by you. Go mind your business and go watch the game. Don't watch me, watch the game. And so I don't blame Dallas. It was in Dallas, right? Mm. Dallas should tell you're banned. You cannot come to these games no more for a year. You're lucky you just got banned for a year, not banned for life. You gotta say, I want to hug. Don't put your hands on anybody like that. Why are you trying to put your hands on somebody? Do you want someone I know, clear blue sky, just giving you a hug? Don't touch me. I don't want you touching me.
I've received hugs.
You know what I'm talking about.
I'm sure you've received hugs.
First of all, her son is a superstar in the NBA. So she can be a target for anything.
True.
And so some stranger coming up to you trying to hug you, like, don't just come up on me and hug me like, I'm not interested, leave me alone. And that's all she has to say. If this kid just comes out of nowhere and starts hugging you, they should be thrown out the game. And why is the mother allowing it to happen? She should know better. And that's another thing, parenting. You should know better.
Leave them alone. But you saw the way they looked when security was pulling them out. Like, the mom looked scared. The kid was just like...
Well, she should be scared. And she's a fool herself. Like, control your darn brat. Control him and get him off. It's like ridiculous.
I look at it as if I'm a superstar. Let's say I went to a Bulls game and I happen to get to sit next to... or behind DeMar DeRozan's wife and his daughters and sit there.
Oh, Mrs. DeRozan, how you doing? Can I get a hug, please? Can I get a hug? Please, you got to show me some love.
Of course, I'm not gonna do that.
So I'm
not a 14-year-old kid. I'm obviously gonna say, oh my God. Oh.
Unfortunately, there are adults our age that do that. And those are the type of people I'm talking about.
That's a shame.
These are the type of people I'm talking about that cause these issues.
That's a shame, though.
But Chris Paul, to get on him a little bit about this, why do you have your family in the front right there? Why don't you have them in the skybox watching the game? Getting drinks, getting catering, food to them and stuff like that? Why don't you have them in one of the skyboxes? Not on the floor seats.
Agreed.
Or put them in private seats.
I didn't think about the skybox.
You know what I mean?
I figured that's a better seat. You get to see.
Usually celebrities, their families are usually in those type of seats, in the skyboxes, or they're not bothered by fans. Where you got to go through security to get to them.
Yeah.
Now, do you think LeBron will have his wife and his family sitting in the front row?
No,
He's going to have them in the
skybox.
skybox no matter what stadium, no matter what stadium he's in.
Yeah, they do sit in the skybox.
You know, so that's all I'm trying to say.
You don't see his wife, you don't see Bronny. They're at the games.
But as far that's as far as I'll go with that. Whatever happens. But as far as the Sun Mavericks game, Mavericks do have some good bench players, and again, they're another team. I still think they're a couple of pieces away from really winning the championship.
Agreed.
I don't think the way the team is constructed right now, they're not going to get no further than where they are right now.
Well,
in my opinion, they got to make some extra pieces around doncic to be a championship contender. So that's what I think on that. And until they do that, I just see them as a first or second round max team. They'll probably lose in the second round, most likely in the first or second round. I don't see them doing.
You also got to consider the fact they don't even have Tim Hardaway.
Oh, they got Reggie Bullock. Reggie Bullock and his what do you call that? The style of the hair he has. The dreads he has in his hair look like bananas, like
So he has one
like
yellow.
a red, like he has like a green Chiquita banana, turning yellow, from green to yellow type of banana.
I don't know, it's grown on me, so I like it. So he stands out. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to point out is like they're doing this without Tim Hardaway Jr. and he's another big piece for them. Big shooter.
Yeah, but even if you add him into the mix,
they're deeper.
Do you see them? But I don't see them winning the championship. I don't see them getting out of the West.
Not yet.
You know, maybe maybe in a couple of years if they keep this team together, maybe they'll develop more, and maybe it might be them and Grizzlies. They'll be the top two teams battling for the West for the next several years, maybe next year and beyond. You know, as you know, Golden State is getting older, so their time is running out on them in a way. You know, Phoenix, their time is running out on them. Chris Paul is at the end of his career. You know, so without him, they're not going anywhere. So I don't see them doing much. They're peaking right now, and I don't think they're going to go anywhere anyway. So, but we'll see what happens.
Yep.
And with that, I think did we cover all the games?
Yeah, we covered
everything that quickly.
Yep.
What is it? We're here less than an hour, right? No, 52 minutes, almost an hour.
Yeah.
Again, we don't really have much to say on the Bulls, but we're definitely gonna keep posting with the next series of games that are coming up tomorrow and throughout the weekend. So please keep we'll definitely comment on that. Most likely by the time we do our next show, we'll be into the second round, to the conference finals, the Final Four. We'll recap the games from this last series, these series of games, get our opinion on it. We pretty much said already. Unless we're wrong and things change, we'll definitely get into these series.
We're probably not going to.
Because we all have disagreements. As you know, we both have disagreements on certain teams.
Yeah,
you know, that's just the way it's going to be. You know, you think you're right. I think I'm right.
I'm right most of the time.
So,
now, before we go,
mm-hmm.
there was something that caught my attention today,
mm-hmm.
and this has nothing to do with basketball. This has to do with the Bears.
Okay.
We picked up this quarterback today. God, I'm trying to find what his name was. I do remember him, and he's horrible. He's horrible.
The Bears picked up the quarterback?
Yes. And this guy's horrible. This guy has a record. He threw 5 interceptions
mm-hmm.
within 1 quarter and 14 passes. Horrible. His passing yardage, I think he definitely has more interceptions than touchdown passes. I think he has like 12 in his career, has like 12 interceptions to go against like 3 touchdown passes for his entire career. And somehow the Bears picked him up. I think it's Peterson. I'll find it. But I thought maybe you might have heard about it.
No, I was looking through the news.
And I don't understand why in the world would we go on ahead and pick this guy up. It was just terrible. Terrible pick. I know we're trying to make moves and everything like that, but why are we picking up like...
Go to the Bears roster. Go down. Just click on Chicago. Go down. What was it at? Just said the standings. Go down.
Let me go to roster here.
So they don't have Foles. Trevor Simeon. Is that what you're talking about? Nathan Peterman?
This guy right here.
Go to him.
Nathan Peterman.
what's his stats? He's had regular season
Look at his career.
games. How many games has he played?
His completion percent is 52%.
That's just a career.
He's thrown 573 yards.
3 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
Yes.
6'2". I have no idea.
This guy is horrible. I'm telling you, when you get a chance, go back and look at his history.
Well, you don't have to show me. At least I see his career.
The
right,
Bills
right
had
there.
him. He sucked for the Buffalo Bills. Man, he played for a team for like 2 years. I can't remember what it was, but that was the team he threw all those interceptions in that one game. They yanked him out. Tyrod Taylor. He was Tyrod Taylor's replacement. They pulled Tyrod out, put this guy in. He threw all these interceptions. They pulled his ass right back out and put Tyrod back out again. Like, you know what? 34.
Well, I mean,
passer rating.
I mean, Simeons is going to be Justin Fields' backup.
Yes.
This guy will be a third stringer if he stays on the team.
Well, they just signed him today, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna.
Doesn't mean he'll make the roster. Just sign him.
I'd rather take Simeon any day. I mean, 6,800 yards, 41 touchdowns against 27 interceptions. I'll take that any
Well, yeah,
day.
well, he's gonna be the backup to Justin Fields.
Yes, I'll take that any day.
We'll see what happens. I mean, that's not too much news to me. I mean, it's a third string backup quarterback.
You never know with the Bears, man.
Yeah, it's true. You never know.
With the Bears.
But I mean, if it comes down to him, then we're definitely in trouble.
We're in trouble. So
I mean, I think
right
this is more of a rebuilding year anyway coming up. So, I mean, what we want to see is the development of Justin Fields, how he gets better and see this offense get better. That's what I want to see. Okay, that's what I want to see. I want to see how this offensive, this coaching staff coaches. I want to see how they run the offense. That's what I want to see.
Okay.
I mean, and we'll go from there. I mean, anything can happen in the NFL, as you know. Every game is important.
Yes, it is.
So anything can happen. So I mean, we expect probably not too much so far, but they had to get rid of a lot of the dead weight, which is what they had to get rid of, and what they did. They had to get rid of the old coaching staff and the regime and the GM. They had to get rid of all those people.
Yep.
They had to go. I mean, that they were just a smell that just wouldn't go away. Get them out of here. They got them all out. They got the dead weight players out of here too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be a building process, but we'll see what happens in the long run. Next year, the year after, give it a couple of years. Green Bay sure the hell ain't gonna be on top forever.
No.
I
I have my doubts for them this year.
They're not gonna do anything this year. I don't think. There's no receivers, but we'll see what happens.
Yep. Anyway, so I think that's gonna do it for our show today. And I am gonna try and do another show. We're not gonna do another week and a half. There's so much happening in the playoffs for us to talk about. So we're definitely going to do another show a lot sooner. But again, thank you so much for listening. Listen to us on Google Podcast, iTunes Podcast, Spotify. We're on all that. Just type in Sports Opinions and we'll pop up.
And on YouTube.
And of course on YouTube.
For audio. For video.
For video, yes.
See our faces, YouTube.